እንደሚታወቀው በኢትዮጵያና በትግራይ መንግስት መካከል በደቡብ አፍሪካ ሲካሄድ የቆየው የሰላም ድርድር በስምምነት መጠናቀቁን የቅርብ ቀን ትዝታችን ነው። ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ የትግራይ መንግስት ድርድሩን በተመለከተ መግለጫ ሰጠ። የትግራይ መንግስት ኮሚኒኬሽን ቢሮ የሰጠው መግለጫ በድምጽ ወያኔ ቴሌቪዥንና በትግራይ ቴሌቪዥን በማስተላለፍ በውጭና በሀገር ውስጥ የሚገኙ ህዝቦች አቋማቸውን አሳውቀዋል። የመግለጫው ሙሉ ይዘት እንደሚከተለው አሰማችኋለሁ። አብረን እንከታተለው።
ከህወሓት ማዕከላዊ ኮሚቴ የተሰጠ መግለጫ የፖለቲካ ልዩነቶችና ችግሮች በውይይት የመፍታት ጉዳይ የትላንት የዛሬውና የሁል ጊዜ የህወሓት አቋም ነው። ከሁሉም በፊትና ከሁሉም በላይ ባለፉት 47 የትግልና የድል ዓመታት ከህዝባዊ አቋሙ ሳይፈተልክ የትግራይ ህዝብ ከጎኑ አሰልፎ በሁሉም በጣም ፈታኝ መድረኮች ሳይታክት ተገቢ አመራር እየሰጠ በሺዎች የሚቆጠሩ ምርጥ መሪዎቹና አባላቱ ክብር መስዋዕት የከፈለ በመቶ ሺዎች የሚቆጠሩ ደግሞ አካላቸውን የጎደሉ ለአስተማማኝ ሰላም የትግራይ ህዝብና የትግራይ ደህንነት ለማረጋገጥ መሆኑን በተለይም ደግሞ በውስጥና በውጭ ያለው ህዝባችን እንዲሁም የትግላችን ደጋፊ ብቻ ሳይሆን የትግራይ ህዝብ ደመኛ ጠላቶችም የሚያውቁት ሀቅ ነው። በመሆኑም የህወሓት ማዕከላዊ ኮሚቴ ከጥቅምት 28 ቀን እስከ 30 2015 ዓ.ም ባካሄደው ስብሰባ በደቡብ አፍሪካ የተፈረመው የስምምነት ሰነድ በአጠቃላይ እንደሚደግፈውና ለተግባራዊነቱም ኃላፊነቱን እንደሚወጣ ለህዝባችንና ለዓለም ማህበረሰብ ያሳውቃል። ህወሓት እንደ ድርጅት የስምምነት ውይይቱ ሰነድ የደገፈው በእምነቱና አቋሙ የሰላም ኃይል ስለሆነ ብቻ አይደለም። አልፋ ኦሜጋ ማሳያው በትግራይ ሰላም የሚያሰፍን የትግራይ ህዝብ ህልውናና ደህንነት አስተማማኝ የሚያደርግ የትግራይ ጄኖሳይድ ፈጻሚዎች ተጠያቂነትን የሚያረጋግጥ በአጠቃላይ ሰላም የሚያመጣ የትግራይ ህዝብ ጥቅም ማረጋገጥ በሚያስችል አገባብ ነው። ሰነዱ ህገ መንግስትና ህገ መንግስታዊ ስርዓትን መሰረት አድርጎ የፖለቲካ ችግሮች በውይይትና በሰላም ለመፍታት የሚያስችል የትግራይ ህዝብ ከመጥፋት የሚያድን በትግራይ ህዝብ ላይ የተፈጸመው ጄኖሳይድ ቆሞ ፍትህ እንዲረጋገጥና ተጠያቂነት እንዲኖር የሚረዳ በመሆኑ በመደገፍ ብቻ ሳይሆን ለተግባራዊነቱም እንደሚታገል ለህዝባችንና ለትግላችን ደጋፊዎች እንዲሁም ተባባሪዎች ሊያሳውቅ ይወዳል። ይሁን እንጂ በሰነዱ ለህዝባችን ፍላጎት የሚያግዙና ሊስተካከሉ የሚገባቸው በሰላም ማዕቀፍ ሆነን ልንታገልባቸው የሚገቡ ጉዳዮች አሉ። በመሆኑም በውስጥም ይሁን ከውጭ ያለውን ህዝባችን በአጠቃላይ በትግራይ የሚገኙት ፖለቲካዊ ድርጅቶችና ባለድርሻ አካላት እንዲሁም መንግስታዊና መንግስታዊ ያልሆኑ አካላት ተወያይተው ሊታገሉበት በሚገባ ማዕቀፍ የማያቋርጥ ጥረት እንደሚያደርግ ያስታውቃል። በዚህ ጉዳይ ላይ ግን ሊታወቅ የሚገባው ጉዳይ አለ። በደቡብ አፍሪካ በተካሄደው የሰላም ውይይትና ስምምነት ህወሓትን ወክሎ የተላከ አካል እንደሌለ ህዝባችን የዓለም ማህበረሰብና ሁሉም ባለድርሻ አካላትም ይሁን ሌሎች በግልጽ ሊያውቁት ይገባል። ከዚህ በተጨማሪ በሰነዱ ላይ ሊስተካከሉ ከሚገባቸው ጉዳዮች አንዱ የህወሓት ተዋጊዎች ፒኤልኤፍ ኮምባታንትስ ተብሎ የተገለጸ ጉዳይ ነው። የሰላም ሂደት ለማዳን በማለት በአግባቡ እንዲስተካከል እድል ለመስጠት ብለን አቆየነው እንጂ በህገ መንግስቱ መሰረት ህወሓት የሚመራውና የሚያዘምተው የታጠቀ ሰራዊት እንዲኖረው አይፈቅድም። ለተግባርም ህወሓት ሰራዊት የለው። የትግራይ ሰራዊት ህዝቡን ከጥፋት ለመከላከል የተፈጠረ የምከታ ሰራዊት እንጂ የሆነ ፖለቲካዊ ድርጅት ሰራዊት እንዳልሆነም በሚገባ የሚታወቅ ነው። ስለሆነም በስምምነት ሰነዱ ህወሓት ወክሎ የተላከ አካል ስለሌለ በህወሓት ስም የተደረገ የስምምነት ፊርማና የህወሓት ተዋጊ የሚል አገላለጽ ትክክለኛ እንዳልሆነ ታውቆ ማስተካከያ እንዲደረግ በተቀመጠው የሰላም ማዕቀፍ ህወሓት እንደሚታገል መግለጽ ይፈልጋል። በመጨረሻም ሰላም ፈላጊ የትግራይ ህዝብ አሁንም እንደተለመደው ከትግራይ መንግስት ጎን ተሰልፎ በሰነዱ አተገባበር የበኩል እንዲወጣ ህወሓት ተገቢ ፖለቲካዊ ትግል እንደሚያደርግ ማረጋገጥ ይፈልጋል። ስለሆነም ፖለቲካዊ ልዩነቶች በውይይት መፍታት የትላንት የዛሬ የሁል ጊዜ መርህ ያለው አቋሙን በመያዝ የሚታገለው ህወሓት የተፈረመው የስምምነት ሰነድ የትግራይ ህዝብ ሙሉ መብት በሚያረጋግጥ መልኩ እንዲተገበር ለህዝብ ጥቅም የሚዋደቁ አባላቱ በሁሉም የትግል ዘርፎች በማሰማራት በቀጣይ ትግል የበኩል እንደሚወጣ ለትግራይ ህዝብ በድጋሚ ያረጋግጣል። ህልውናችንና ደህንነታችን በክንዳችን። ትግራይ ትስዕር። የህወሓት ማዕከላዊ ኮሚቴ ህዳር 3 ቀን 2015 ዓ.ም መቀለ።
As per Article 3 of the Agreement for Lasting Peace and Permanent Cessation of Hostilities, the representatives of the Government of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and the TPLF have agreed to announce to the people of Ethiopia and the rest of the world that after 10 days of intensive negotiations have concluded a peace agreement. Second, we've agreed to permanently silence the guns and end the 2 years of conflict in northern Ethiopia. 3. The conflict has brought a tragic degree of loss of lives and livelihoods, and it is in the interest of the entire people of Ethiopia to leave the chapter of conflict behind and live in peace and harmony. 4. It is fundamental that we reaffirmed our commitment to safeguarding the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ethiopia and to upholding the Constitution of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Thus, Ethiopia has only one national defense force. We've also agreed on the detailed program of disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration for the TPLF combatants, taking into account the security situation on the ground. Fifth, we've agreed that the government of Ethiopia will further enhance its collaboration with humanitarian agencies to continue expediting aid to all those in need of assistance. Sixth, we've agreed to implement transitional measures that include the restoration of constitutional order in Tigray region, a framework for the settlement of political difference, and a transitional justice policy framework to ensure accountability, truth, reconciliation, and healing.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Mr. Getachew.
7. To start implementing these undertakings without delay, we have agreed to stop all forms of conflicts and hostile propaganda. We'll only make statements to support the expeditious implementation of the agreement. We are Ethiopians in the country and abroad to support this agreement, stop voices of division and hate, and mobilize their resources for economic recovery and rehabilitation of social bonds. 8. The government of Ethiopia will continue the efforts to restore public services and rebuild the infrastructures of communities affected by the conflict. Students must go to school, farmers and pastoralists to their fields, and public servants to their offices. The agreement requires the support of the public for its smooth implementation. This is a new and hopeful chapter in the history of the country. 9. We express our gratitude to all actors contributing to the success of this endeavor, in particular the African Union Commission Chairperson, the African High-Level Panel led by His Excellency former President Olusegun Obasanjo, supported by His Excellency former President Uhuru Kenyatta and Her Excellency Dr. Fumuzile Mlambo, former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa. We thank the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Mr. Musa Faki Mohammed, Commissioner Bankole Adoye, and his colleagues for their tireless work during these talks. We rely on their continued support as we implement the agreement. 10. We thank His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, the President of the Republic of South Africa, and Her Excellency Dr. Naledi Pandor, the Minister for the Department of International Relations and Cooperation of South Africa, for the excellent facilities they put at the disposal of these talks and their words of encouragement to the parties toward the successful results. We are indebted for the hospitality accorded to us by the people and government of the Republic of South Africa. 11. We are grateful to the people of Ethiopia for encouraging these talks and patiently waiting for the outcome. We are confident that they will embrace the results of these talks and ensure their timely implementation. 12. Finally, we are confident that friends of Ethiopian members of the diplomatic community will lend their support in rebuilding infrastructure in affected communities and the economic recovery of the country. We call on all types of media outlets to support peace, reconciliation, unity and prosperity in Ethiopia. Jointly delivered at Pretoria, the Republic of South Africa, 2nd November 2022.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Redwan and Agnetashu. Excellencies, with your permission and that of the Minister, may we give them a round of applause. Excellencies, at this point, we now have the formal signing ceremony. So we'll bring the table to the front, and I would like to invite Mr. Getachew Reda and Ambassador Redwan, if they can come to the table for the signing of this very important peace agreement.
Thank you, President. The points that came out or that were read out are only very general remarks about what the document contains. But I think the two parties put in a lot of effort, especially when it came to laying out the principles and the objectives of this agreement. It goes into quite a bit of detail as to how disarmament will happen. It also talks a lot about humanitarian access, resumption of services throughout the country or throughout the affected areas. It talks about the process of reintegrating the Tigray region into the federal government. It talks about the return to constitutional order. It talks about the fact that disputes will be resolved politically and not through the guns anymore. It goes further and talks about processes and how women and children and civilians would be treated. But as has been stated, this is not all that needs to be done. We've gone through, for example, how this agreement shall be monitored and verified. The devil will be in the implementation, but it is our strong belief that from the commitment that we have seen from the two parties, they will deliver. And we, as the panel, plus our partners, stand ready to assist and be part of the verification and monitoring process. The agreement, because it is between two parties, talks about their commitment to resolving the problems of Ethiopia as Ethiopians, and the fact that no party will engage in activities that are detrimental to the other. It talks about the ENDF being the only national army of Ethiopia and its duty and responsibility to safeguard the territorial integrity of Ethiopia. So that again lays out quite clearly that this is an Ethiopian problem to be resolved by Ethiopians. So we still have a lot of work to do in terms of beginning the political process. But the most important thing is the unwritten. And the unwritten is the building of trust and confidences between all parties concerned, and the recognition that the solution to the problems of Ethiopia lie in the hands of the people of Ethiopia. We are here to assist them in that process, and all we can ask and call for is any destructive force from whatever part that seeks to destabilize this process, either from within or from without, should take note that the people of Ethiopia now desire peace and now desire to resolve their internal issues through peaceful means. So I think that is what I want to say, Madam Kumzile. I don't know if you'd like to add something.
Yes, thank you. Well, I would just like to say that the main thing about this agreement is the silencing of guns, and it is also about ensuring that we stop the killing. We were very much aware throughout the negotiations about the importance of stopping the killing, and this is what we are hoping for as we announce this agreement. Also, Ethiopia is a complex country. These two parties are not the only two groups that are relevant for peace to happen in Ethiopia. So we are entrusting them with the responsibility of going back home to socialize this agreement, to make it acceptable, to ensure that many more people embrace and accept this agreement. We know that they cannot convince every single Ethiopian, so they will learn to work with others who may have some concerns about this agreement. And that is why the support of the international community and everyone else who wish peace for Ethiopia is going to continue to be important. We need to accompany them for them to fulfill their task as best as possible. On the issue of women, Indeed, I think we've committed to each other on this side as the panelists that will ensure that we always have women in our teams as we move forward, and nudged the colleagues on both sides to do the same. One of the parties has already promised me that in the next time we meet, we will see suits and skirts, and I hope that it's not going to be difficult to make sure that both parties will do the same, because that is important. Lasting peace, as it has been shown, comes when there is inclusion and diversity, and this peace is not going to be an exception. Thank you.
Excellency President Obasanjo, President Uhuru Kenyatta, this brings us to the end of the engagement with the media. I would also like, I think, once again, on behalf of the Chair of the Commission, to extend our sincere gratitude to you, but more importantly also to Dr. Naledi Pandor and the government and people of South Africa for the warm hospitality and the facilities that they put at our disposal. The final order of business that we'll want to do now, I would like to invite Ambassador Redwan and Getachew to join the panel here for a group photo, and after that I would like to invite their delegations, all of them, to join for a bigger family photo. So we'll start with Getachew and Ambassador Redwan to join the panel here, and Dr. Naledi Pandor, and they will be followed by members of their team. And I would also like to invite the three observers, Dr. Wokne, Madam Tete, and Mike, to subsequently join the group photo. Excellencies, may I crave your indulgence and ask if you could come in front of the tables. I think that would be, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. May I now invite the other members of the delegations to join. General Sabgan, Dr. Gideon, please.
Guys.
Thank you very much. May I now invite the three observers, Dr. Wokne, Madam Tete, and Mike Hammer, to join. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Please. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we remain in that formation, and then the observers will join and the African Union as well. The observers and the African Union. Thank you very much. May I now humbly also request I think we are done with the group photo with the observers. Do we have a photo? Excellencies, I think I owe it to my team. They've worked so hard. May I request a special photo for my team and the panel and the two heads of delegations, and later on everyone else to join. This is a humble request. So can I call on my team, Pastor Farah and others, if you can come to join this family photo. Thank you.
From the government side, the Prime Minister actually summoned regional presidents, ministers, political leaders, so that they would all embrace and do their best now to reach out to the people in Tigray and also to embrace the peace process and give comfort for everybody until the social transitional justice would begin, the healing process would begin, accountability process would kick in. But what's most important is to reach out to the people to supply food and medicine. Because we are only waiting the generals in Mashhad to tell us that all the air and the land is clear, both to drive and also land. Once they reach agreement today and tell us it is safe and how to coordinate, maybe by the end of this week or by the beginning of next week, we have to begin flying. We have to allow the trucks to reach the food.
Politicians who create problems. And unfortunately, it's not politicians who do the fighting. It is the soldiers who do the fighting on a cause that politicians have either not clearly explained or described. But when it comes right down to it, it is the soldiers themselves who have to address those problems. We have made our commitments as politicians, and it is for the soldiers to find the practical formula that will lead to a sustainable solution to the problem. It's my hope and expectation that the two erstwhile friends will do just that. There are a number of things that need to be done, which are stipulated in our agreement. The provision of services is one thing, and the more services there are, the more confidence there is, the more communication there is, and the more open expectation it instills in the people's mind, and that will further consolidate the peace we are trying to put in place. So, like I said, we are committed to honor the commitments we've made, but more importantly, we live to Tanis and Berhanu to figure out how to implement the agreement we have reached. Some of it could be a bit unrealistic, some of it could be a bit too simplistic, but it is for them to figure out how effectively to carry out the deal and to make sure that we continue to hold our fire and of course silence the guns forever.
We are here as not mediators but facilitators, convinced that these brothers who know each other well, we'll be able to work and formulate together the best way to bring a permanent cessation and resolution to the problem that has confronted our brothers and sisters, our mothers and children from Ethiopia in a peaceful way.